Now this week on the Aircel NDTV Save Our Tigers campaign, we take a special look at the Tiger Agenda 2014. The Tiger Agenda has been created with the help of our campaign partners, Sanctuary Asia and Wildlife Conservation Trust. And today we look at involving local communities in conservation and its importance to keep the tiger safe.
Hundreds of thousands of people in India depend directly on our tiger landscapes for their livelihoods, be it collecting firewood, grazing their cattle, collection of minor forest produce and using water. Many villages are also revenue villages and many of them own land on which they farm. The people who live in these areas, however, have no choice in the matter. If they do not get firewood, they will not be able to make food. If they do not graze their cattle and collect the minor forest produce, they have no way to either feed their cattle or have an income. And the farming they do in many cases is the only food they have access to. They also have a moral right to where they live, as it is where they have been living for hundreds of years. This dependence does not make as much of an impact on the wild spaces as big development projects do, but the sheer numbers of people engaging in these activities has increased the pressure on the forest resources. It is for this reason that local people need to be made conservation partners. In employing them as guards, guides, drivers and anti-poaching patrol members, they not only can depend on a steady income, but it involves them in the protection of the forest without pitting them against the forest department. If their livelihoods become linked with the conservation of the forests, then it's a win for both sides. One of the best ways to engage them is through tourism. Tourism brings in millions of rupees into the country but benefits only private players. The future lies in making the local people stakeholders in tourism through the creation of conservancies and directing the income into their hands. Once they realize that the presence of forests and wildlife ensures a steady income for them, the protection of these spaces will become automatic. It will also reduce all other activities that are now forced to be undertaken in order to survive. In TADOBA Tiger Reserve, as an experiment, the Forest Department has created a tourism zone in part of the buffer zone of the park, and the gate receipts of this zone goes to one village near this area.
एंट्री फीस जो है हमने लास्ट ईयर से ये शुरू किया, तो पहले सिर्फ 300 रुपये एंट्री फीस रखा था, जो कि देखा जाए नेशनल पार्क से बहुत कम है. तो 300 रुपये में 150 रुपीज़ जो है वो गाइड को चले जाते हैं, जो गाइड उसी गांव का रहने वाला होता है, और बचे हुए 150 रुपीज़ जो है वो इको डेवलपमेंट कमेटी के अकाउंट में जमा हो जाते हैं.
If India has any wildlife left today, if we can still talk of tigers, elephants, leopards and other animals in the country, it is only due to the tolerance shown by the people who live in and around our forests. The future of tigers in India lies in involving the communities in our conservation efforts.